All of these people in my life acting berserk. I'm feeling all pissed off and hurt. I need to know if I am the jerk. Oh, am I the jerk? Oh.
This person's want to know if they're the jerk for not returning the food they didn't scan. Said, I went to the grocery store and I bought 2 packages of ground beef. I thought I'd scan both packages, but when we returned home, my teenage son informed me that only one registered. My wife is frustrated that I wasn't more aware and that I set a bad example for our son. I mean, we're talking $3. So am I a jerk if I don't go back to the store with my son, or should I just chalk it up as a win?
It's a win. You're not a jerk. Get over it. Life goes on. No one's dying. Sometimes that's how it works out. Sometimes the store gets a little bit extra money from you and you don't realize it. And sometimes it happens for you. It's a gift.
They work it into the cost of food. They assume there's going to be loss. They call it loss mitigation. And you're already paying for loss mitigation. If you didn't do it on purpose, why would you take so much extra time to go in there and be dramatic?
Savannah goes literally stealing. But it's not, you weren't trying to steal.
It's not stealing, no, because you didn't do it on purpose. Stealing is when you do it on purpose.
Accidentally stealing.
It's accidentally making a mistake.
Yeah.
And then going, all right, is it worth going back to give the $2.50 or $3 meat back when I know
meat ain't $2.50?
When I know they taking money off of me because I see it on my receipt. Walmart, I'm talking to you. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. The only thing I would see is I don't know that you're a jerk if you don't take it back. I think it is a good teaching moment that you have, and I think as a parent it's always good to look at those opportunities where you can go above and beyond and say, hey, this is a great thing to do. If you do this, be as honest as you possibly can in life. So I think you miss a teaching opportunity, but I don't think I'd label you a jerk if you don't go back. You just miss an opportunity to be a good parent.
Sometimes life hands you a little gift and you have to go, thanks, life. And keep on walking.
Thanks for the meat, life.
Thanks for the meat.
Yeah. This person wanted to know, am I the jerk for calling my buddy's wife about him driving drunk? Said my good friend might have a drinking problem. A group of friends were watching football on Sunday at a bar together. My friend was doing shots early in the first quarter, which I thought was a pretty bad idea, but I didn't say anything. Then by the fourth quarter of our game, I caught him trying to sneak out to his car. I ran out to see what was going on and see if he was going to start driving. He said he was just trying to call his wife, but I didn't necessarily believe him. So I kind of stood by and I watched him act like I went inside, but as soon as I turned the corner, sure enough, he turned his car on and started to pull away. I ran out, got in front of his car, and thank God he stopped. I know it's pretty dumb, but I didn't know what else to do. I told my friend that I would drive him home or I'd get him an Uber, and he said that he was fine and that I was trying to be controlling. So we get into an argument right there, and he gets back in his car and he drives away.
Oh, boy.
I called his wife to let her know what was up and to call me when he got home to make sure that he made it home safely. My buddy then called me, not that day. I didn't hear from his wife. He called me on Monday. He and his wife had gotten in a huge fight when he got home, and she kicked him out the next morning and said that he says that I am to blame. He said that he was going to his sister's to sober up, and I put my nose where it didn't belong. He says that he will never speak to me again.
Good.
Am I the jerk, and did I handle this wrong?
You are not a jerk.
You don't want people in your life giving you problems. Hanging out with somebody who's getting drunk and then forces you to get involved in this odd, weird, drunk situation where you're
standing in front of a car?
That's not that's not fun. I don't want to hang out with people like that.
No.
And if someone double downs on their douche behavior and they can't take responsibility, you don't want them in your life anyway.
Yeah.
It's different if you go, hey man, I was a jerk, blah, blah, blah. I'm always more forgiving.
Right.
When you double down on douche, be gone.
Yeah, you're right. Did you a favor.
This guy is not worth trying to save a relationship
Well,
with.
would that be fun for you to is that fun?
No.
It wouldn't be my fault. No. This email says, am I the jerk for not respecting my wife's culture? It says, I'm having hurricane windows put in my house, and since my wife is home all day, she was supposed to let them in. Well, in the middle of the day, I get a call from the storm window company saying that there's a problem. My wife won't let them wear their shoes in our house. They assure me that they put new booties over their shoes as to not track in any dirt or germs, but they insisted that their technicians needed to wear their boots for safety reasons. My wife is Turkish, and her family is weird about letting anyone wear shoes in the house for any reason. I called my wife and I said, hey, look, we need to make an exception this one time as there's no other way. She still refused. So I rescheduled the appointment with the storm window company, and I had to take a vacation day to block my wife's refusal so that we could get the storm windows put in our house. My wife said I disrespected her and showed her where she stands in our marriage. I told her that it is something we needed and she needs to learn to be flexible. My wife's still upset, but I don't think I did anything wrong. Am I the jerk?
I've never heard religion causing problems before.
I can kind of see both people's side. I don't know. This is tricky.
Okay.
Is it a Turkish religious thing not
I
to
don't know
wear?
about
It's not
religion.
religious. Yeah,
I think
it's not
maybe a
religion.
cultural thing.
I misspoke. I'm getting canceled.
Yeah. So, and I don't
Can
know.
it happen quick? Because if you get canceled, I get canceled, and I could use a day off. I'm a little flammy.
You just took a day off.
I want another one.
Okay.
She needs another vacation day, Kat.
Okay, I know. She works hard for the money.
I got so much phlegm.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that you were a jerk. When people were not very flexible, look, I'm not Turkish. I don't understand how deep this goes culturally. I don't know if all Turkish people do this or if this is just her family that believes in this. But, you're trying to do something to protect your family and to improve your house and things like that. And, that's tough. But I don't think you're a jerk for doing what you did. I'm siding on... I get it. I'm sorry that you don't like this. Unfortunately, there's some things in life I think you got to bend for. So if it were religious, maybe I would, change it and say, hey, this is stampeding all over my religious beliefs for whatever reason. Then maybe I'd be like, okay, well, unfortunately, we can't do it.
Okay, but that is a good question. Do you completely change your perspective if it is going from accustomed to just straight up religion? It's a religious rule, and do you? But what if you can't get the job done safely without putting your shoe?
I think that's what they're saying, and
Yeah.
I could understand that because imagine if they drop a window on their foot.
Totally.
Yeah.
And they're like, sorry, we have to wear these kind of boots to do the work that we're going to do
A
for foot safety.
window, a hammer, a nail gun.
Yeah.
They can't be barefoot.
Yes. So, yeah, I ultimately, I'm not going to say that he's a jerk for
No,
that.
I don't think he's
It's
not.
tough that, she is that hardcore on it.
I don't think he's a jerk.
It might actually be, because I know this from food service, it's against the law. If the food inspector comes out and sees you working in a kitchen without full shoes, you get the kitchen closed down.
Right.
So there may be some law with their
Probably.
trade that they can't be in there with no footwear protecting their foot. I mean, you might be asking them to break the rules of their profession.
But that's what I'm saying. What if you get in a situation where you're married and the person is being difficult about something? This is difficult. You need something done. She's digging her heels in. Well, no, maybe she's not.
She's digging her heelless foot
Yes.
in. She's
What-
digging her toes in.
Well, how do you compromise when someone doesn't want to compromise and you need something done?
Yeah, he took it upon himself to say, sorry, on this, I'm overruling you. Sounds like maybe he might own the house the way he's speaking in this email.
He's not being a jerk.
He's not being a
He's
jerk.
just not. She needs to realize that this is just beyond her.
Well, anytime you get other people involved that doesn't believe what you believe, you have to be flexible, because then you're throwing your views down somebody. Everyone's got to work together. But
Yeah.
what does that mean?
The window guys aren't Turkish, so why are you going to make them follow the Turkish customs?
And they have to follow their own rules. If not, they get in trouble.
Somebody said a legit question. What if you have paramedics come to your house? And this
Thank
is your
you.
custom. Do they have to take off their shoes before they come in to save somebody's life?
Because they probably have the same restrictions with their profession where they have to wear certain gear.
Well, I knew somebody they were into I forget exactly what religion it is, where you're not allowed to use any kind of medicine. If you're sick, you just got to heal.
They're
and-
homeopathic
and
or
the oth-
whatever.
And the other person who wasn't with them anymore did not agree with that, and they had a kid, and there was always kind of back and forth. I know a bunch of people like that. Not a bunch, but 3 or 4 different people where one doesn't want to use any kind of medicine and the other parent does. And
That's tricky.
It turns into this big thing, and one says, well, this is my religion, this is how it's got to be. And the other one's going, medicine, they're sick, they need it now.
Damn.
What do you do? Other than fight?
That one's more heavy than this one.
It reminds me
This
of
one's
it.
kind of easy. I mean, I think she just has to be realized that, look, these guys don't follow your customs. They're not Turkish.
Well, and somebody's wanting to know, too, she married a non-Turkish man. How Turkish conservative is she? And I don't know if that's a thing, but I do know a Turkish couple, and they're both Turkish. So
So, hey, you just follow the
maybe
rules.
she violated her customs by marrying a non-Turkish guy. So he's like, I mean, can't we just have the guys, like, not, just wear the booties. I mean, you're not going to have any dirt or germs. It feels like a good compromise.
They do take the booties on and off as they go in and out of the house. I've
Right.
seen them do it. So they're not tracking germs in the house, and that's what it's about.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so you're accomplishing everything. It just seems like she's being inflexible. Somebody else texted in and said, I'm Hawaiian and it's customary to take your shoes off before entering a house. However, I would never compromise the safety of another person for my cultural beliefs.
There you go. Well, that's a person that's hashtag be cool.
And I think so much would work better if everybody was hashtag be cool.
They can't.
I know. Everyone has to be right.
You have to look at it and go, okay, am I being a jerk? Maybe I am.
There is a time to surrender some things you believe.
Yeah.
If just, you know.
If everybody's against you, you're probably wrong.
Yeah. CJ said, house is on fire. Sorry, firefighter, shoes off. What?
Yes.
What? That's going to be a little bit of a problem.